All right. Ladies, gentlemen, gamers, welcome back. Today I'll be discussing my opinions on the Halo beta, if that's what we're calling it. Basically, anything before the pre release, or the release of the actual game on December, I believe, 8th. And my thoughts on the game, the gameplay, the battle pass, all that stuff. Because I don't know how much more I'm going to be playing or how much time I'll have because I might be getting hired soon. So that's good. But to make this opinion video, I've actually held off on it. I could have made it a lot sooner, and I'm glad I held off on it because I've had to go through a little bit of a metamorphosis for this opinion video. I've had to revise my thoughts constantly as well as try new things, and I'll get into that. So, the first thing I want to say though was a big part of how you enjoy a game personally, right? Now, forgetting nostalgia, because I know a lot of people are Halo fanboys, they'll die for Halo no matter, there's some people out there who, just because this thing has the Halo title slapped on it, they will fucking love the shit out of it. Now, that's not me. I do love Halo, not that much, but I am not blind to its imperfections. Now, again, I have to preface this with how much you have fun in a game, at least to me, depends on, for the most part, how good you can do in said game. Now, obviously, some people are better at certain games than others. I am no exception. I am a god at League of Legends, I am a god at zombies, and I'm a demigod, let's say, at other first-person shooters. Some of them at least. Apex is not one of them. And apparently neither is this one. So, obviously, if you play a game and you're getting shit on in the game constantly, you're not going to have too much fun with the game. Now, the game could be fun, especially if you play with friends, which I did. But if you're constantly just dying in 1v1s and feeling like you're just getting outclassed, it might not be too fun. Now, on the reverse side, if you're doing really good and going on a tear, it might be really fun. But at that point, I would argue, any game you do really good in that you don't always do good in can be pretty fun. Because I've had league games where, you just stomp every game. It's not even a match. It's just like you're facing almost literal bots, and it's not even fun. So at a certain point, you can't win too hard because it's too fun. Or it's not fun at all. And you can't lose too hard because it's not fun at all. But you can't... it has to be a middle ground, basically, is what I'm saying. Now, before I was planning to do this opinion video, a couple days before, and it was going to be a lot more negative. And that's because I wasn't really having too much fun because I didn't find that middle ground yet of doing bad and then also doing good. I was only doing bad, for the most part. Which really contrasted with my experience during the test flights, which I, for the most part, did pretty good. And obviously, when you do pretty good in a game, you're probably going to enjoy it more, which was the case. The test flights, I was like, wow, this feels like old school Halo. Not that I played much of it, but it felt pretty good. But now, currently, ever since release, since I've been playing it, I've been getting scraped for the most part, except the last day or two that I've played. I've been doing pretty well. But because I've been doing well, I've kind of revised my opinion. So, do I think Halo is a fun game? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. It's decently competitive. It has stuff there for people. But the main thing I would categorize Halo Infinite, at least right now, because I'm pretty sure during release they said they're going to release a lot of stuff, but at least for right now, it feels like an incomplete product. It feels honestly like we are still in a beta, and we honestly are. And, how much can you really complain when the game is free and they say it's in beta? I feel like people think a beta is, basically just an early version release of the game that you're allowed to play. Which it is, but they don't expect all the problems that come with it as, actually not factoring in to how they should judge it. But I am, so, I will say my opinions, but I won't treat it too harshly because, again, it is a beta, and I understand that it's free to play and a beta, but that has very little to do with my opinions on the game. The game itself, for the most part, I told you, for the most part, I've been getting scraped in it, and only recently have I been doing good. It honestly depends on who you go against. But I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. Now, one big issue I had was the controller. I feel like if you're using controller, and at the very least, with an assault rifle, which is the main weapon you start with if you're not playing competitive, controller is 100% better, I think, at using an assault rifle than PC is. The auto aim, in my opinion, is actually pretty fucking crazy. It sticks onto people very easily, and you almost miss none of your shots, and it melts people. The pistol's a little harder to use with controller, although once you get used to the auto aim, or the, sorry, excuse me, aim assist of the pistol with controller, it does take some getting used to because it is a little finicky, but once you get used to it, it's pretty good. I would honestly say, like, this is one of the few games where using a controller, because it's not a twitch shooter, it's a, you shoot over time and you eventually kill them, similar to Apex, where you either have to have really good aim on PC to keep up with controller, or controller, like, aim assist really does, like, put you on par with a good majority of the PC players that are pretty much ass. Now, not to say I'm ass because I'm getting better, but it was definitely a learning curve for me, and it definitely upset me greatly at the beginning. But barring that, you know, aside from my own personal experience, when you have fun in this game, it's pretty fucking fun. Now, still going on to the gameplay side, because the battle pass and stuff, oh boy, we'll get to that. But going to the gameplay side, the weapons, for the most part, are a mixed bag for me. The assault rifle is pretty good. I heard it's the best it's been in a long time from other Halo fans, which I guess is good. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I'm assuming that's good. I like it. The pistol's pretty good. And overall, I would say a lot of the weapons to me are kind of useless. Slash, if you have a controller, they're probably better. Like the Hydra, the grenade launcher called the Hydra, I think is a pretty cool weapon. I actually really like it, just because you don't really have to aim for it, it auto locks. The energy sword is back, that's pretty good. The grav hammer's back, that's pretty good. You know, they're all pretty good stuff. But I feel like a lot of the other weapons in here are just either plain unusable, or you have to be a god to use them slash use controller. The Commando, I feel like, sucks fucking ass. Now, I know they nerfed it, or I believe they nerfed it. They've at least nerfed it during the test flights. I don't know if they nerfed it again going into beta. But it feels like hot, straight fucking garbage. And one of the worst things that can happen to you, which happened to me, was you have to get 20 kills with this bullshit. It is the most mind-numbing, frustrating experience I've had in this game. And the other experience I've had in this game, which is in the Battle Pass section, kind of, is when the challenges don't track, but we'll get to that. But yeah, a lot of the weapons are, you know, even some of the weapons that are touted as, you know, power weapons, don't feel strong. Obviously, the rocket launcher, which I like to call the Spanky, because it's called the Spanker now, it's pretty good. You know, it's mostly a one-hit if you get it anywhere close to them. It's pretty decent. The energy sword, you know, one-hit kill for the most part. Hammer, one-hit kill if you're semi-close to them. Those are power weapons. Sniper, obviously, power weapon. But a lot of the other power weapons, like the fucking, oh my god, what is this called? This stupid gun. The Cinder Shot. That thing sucks fucking asshole. It got me killed half the time. Half the other time, I felt like it was just gonna be honestly better using the assault rifle. A lot of the weapons that are on the map, aside from the few I just mentioned, don't feel fucking good. And when you have weapons on the map that feel worse than your base loadout, it really begs the question of why the fuck are you going to use these weapons in the first place? Some of them do have their niches, I will admit that, but a lot of the weapons to me just feel like straight ass. Like, most of the weapons do not feel better than your starting loadout, and to me it's like, why the fuck would I ever take these? And the only reason I'll take them is because you have to for the weekly challenges for the Battle Pass. But I think for the most part, that pretty much sums up my gaming opinions of the actual game and gameplay. Gameplay's solid, you know, it's a little buggy here and there, but again, it's a beta. I'd say overall the gameplay's good. If you're doing good, you're gonna have fun. If you're doing bad and you're getting shit on, it feels really fucking bad, because you die almost instantly. You're like, you know, wow, how did I lose that gunfight? And if you're on PC and you don't have, like, Shroud levels of aim, I feel for you. I'm in the same boat. But yeah, and just the weapons don't feel that good. A lot of the weapons just don't feel good, and some of the power weapons should not be named power weapons because they don't feel like they make you powerful. They feel like they make you shitty. But anyway, the biggest gripe I have about this game, aside from sucking at it, which is more just a gripe with myself, but is the Battle Pass. Is the Battle Pass and the progression and the cosmetics. Now again, this is a free-to-play game, and I saw a lot of posts before, you know, Infinite came out, saying how, like, oh yeah, you know, it's so good, look at this Battle Pass, this is how everyone should do this Battle Pass. Fortnite, Apex, look at Halo and copy them. What are you doing? And it got a lot of praise. Now, I don't think it deserves that praise. I gotta drink of water for this one. So, the Battle Pass, first of all, the biggest thing about it is, me personally, I mean, it's Halo Reach themed, for those of you who don't know. It's called, like, Heroes of Reach or whatever, or Legends of Reach, I don't fucking know. But it's basically Halo Reach themed, and aside from maybe 2 effects of, like, fire, one that makes your head on fire, and the other that makes your, like, arms on fire, and maybe a third one that, like, when you kill, it shows, like, a fire and a skull on the dead person's body when they die, and when you grapple, I believe. Aside from those, like, I think 3 or 4 effects, a lot of the armor is basically just, you know, Reach's armor, from, like, the people who were in the campaign of Reach's armor, Carter, Kat, I forgot the other one's name, but it doesn't matter. It's all basically their armor, which isn't bad, you know, some of the armor is good, but aside from that, I think the Battle Pass is really shitty and really lacking. Some of the colors are okay, you get a little funny AI, which is okay, but the biggest thing is, this Battle Pass is going to last us for the next 6 months, almost. Around 6 months. So you're telling me for this next half a year, I have to look forward to Reach armor, which I guess is, you know, it's okay, and some flaming cosmetics on the body and when you kill, and that's basically it. All the other stuff in the Battle Pass, to me, is not good. I just don't think overall the Battle Pass is really good. Now, it is $10 overall, and again, I'll get into, like, this being a free-to-play game and all, and, like, what you should expect, but the fact that a lot of people praised this Battle Pass and was like, wow, everyone should do it like Halo, where you buy it and, you know, you could have it forever and always progress it to 100. As long as you buy it, you'll eventually get everything if you keep playing. I mean, that's a good theory in practice, but how 343 have actually implemented it leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. So, yeah, overall, I actually think the Battle Pass is kind of shitty. I mean, it's $10, so I really feel like you're getting your $10 worth. Other Battle Passes out there, I will always compare to Fortnite's. I still believe, to this day, Fortnite's Battle Pass is the best Battle Pass. Regardless of what's in it, just the pure value you get out of it is just worth. I feel like a lot of the skins, at least nowadays and with a lot of the couple of recent seasons, the Fortnite Battle Pass has been, like, really excellent bang for your buck value. They give you a lot of stuff that's decent, at least, and there's, like, at least, like, 3 or 4 things you'd want, and then a couple other things you're cool with, and then, you know, maybe a majority of the stuff you're like, it's whatever, but there's very rarely a Battle Pass in Fortnite where you think, or where at least I thought, like, wow, this is just a throwaway pass, this is useless. I've only thought that, I think, like, really hard once, and that was when we had, like, a werewolf for tier 100. But the biggest thing about the Fortnite Battle Pass is it gives you all this stuff, right? And it lets you do it in a reasonable amount of time. The Fortnite Battle Pass is usually like 3-4 months, around there, not half a fucking year. And it gives you more currency, which, you know, in this case is V-Bucks, to buy the next one over and have extra. This Halo Battle Pass, in comparison, is 6 months, does not give you any currency, takes significantly longer to level, and has shittier stuff in it. And you can't get the next one from it. So overall, I think, you know, just on its own, it's pretty shitty. I would not pay $10 for this Battle Pass personally, unless maybe I finished it and have $10 to spare. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, $10 is $10. It's not that much. But, hey, we're in a pandemic, and I'm unemployed at the moment. But overall, it's not that bad. But it could have been better. Honestly, it really could have been better. And the biggest stinging fact is that it's going to last us for the next half a year. It's like, what? Now, the only saving grace is I think they're going to have events where I hope you don't have to buy into them. Like into some, like, secondary battle pass or something. Where they give out free shit, hopefully. But I'm crossing my fingers with that one. Because just so far from how they've monetized the game and how it looks, it really looks like if you're a free-to-play player, you basically almost get nothing good. And I think the way they've monetized this game is really disgusting and predatory. Now, another biggest thing, or one of the other biggest things I really have a problem with, is how you progress through the Battle Pass. Now, this Battle Pass being 6 months, you know, maybe it's just the way the first one is going to be, and we'll never know, because I feel like if they change it, we can honestly either chalk it up to, oh, that's just how the first one was, Or we could chalk it up to, oh, because the community complained so much about this battle pass lasting this long, we changed it at 343. And I don't think we'll ever get an actual clear answer on what the thought process behind it was, or even if they'll be truthful with us and actually tell us. But regardless, it takes 6 months to have, we have this battle pass for 6 months, right? And the way to progress it is to do challenges. You cannot earn XP from just playing. Well, technically you can with the dailies, but I'll get into those in a second. The way you progress through this battle pass takes so fucking long, and the community has complained about it to the point where 343 addressed it by not really addressing it, by saying like, hey, we'll make the daily give a little bit more XP, and we'll look at the weeklies because a lot of you, are having trouble with them because, they're a little hard and a little, like, not catered towards sucky gamers. So we'll adjust them a little bit. There you go. That's our solution. And a lot of people are upset that it can't just be simple of like, hey, you play a match. I got the solution right here. You play a match, you gain 50 XP. If you win the match, you gain 100. Then you have challenges on top of that. Why can't that be it? It's almost essentially the exact same thing as the daily. The daily is you play a match, and then depending on how many matches you played, you get the daily done, right? But that keeps going up and up and up. So the more you play in one day, the harder it is to keep unlocking the daily because it takes more games and it gives less XP the more you play. I'll give a better example or a more in-depth example of this. So I get on. My daily is refreshed. It's completely clean. I play one game. I get 150 XP. Like, okay, wow, that's pretty good. By the way, every level is 1,000 XP. Okay, next mission, daily number 2. Play 2 games, get 150. Okay, that's cool. Next daily, daily number 3. Play 3 games, get 150. Oh, okay, it's taking 3 games now, alright. Daily number 4. Play 5 games and get 200. It's like, okay, now the XP is giving less and we have to play more games. Okay. And it's like, I don't know if I like this. So you're not actually incentivized to play more. You actually get penalized for playing more in a day. But regardless, some of the weeklies take really long. There's a lot of fucking weeklies, which I guess is good, but they're the only real way to actually progress faster through the battle pass without just straight playing. And win or loss, it doesn't matter. And I think that was a real missed opportunity of like, a lot of times when me and Elijah were playing Infinite, we were like, oh, why should we try hard in this game when we could just have fun and goof off? Because winning or losing doesn't matter. We get the same amount of XP anyway, because it just counts by playing games, not even winning them. It's super bad, and it could be improved on so much. It really made me and Elijah question, why the fuck was this game delayed so much if we have a lot of issues that seem like they could instantly be solved or just could have been, there's systems that could have been better at launch, and I just really don't understand it. Or not even at launch. I mean, maybe at launch they might fix it. I doubt it. But at least at beta launch. Like honestly, these things are not, or it doesn't seem to me like they'd be hard, like long time-consuming fixes. But hey, what do I know? But yeah, I don't know. The Battle Pass is really disgusting. And again, it is free to play. But then the argument becomes like, okay, if we're given 6 months to complete this, but once we buy it, we can always complete it. Why is this one for 6 months? If there was a battle pass every 3 months and you bought every one, despite not being able to afford the next one with the current one, the battle pass probably takes 6 months anyway to fucking complete. I remember if we calculated a kind of rough estimate of this, if you were to only get dailies, because by the way, a lot of the weekly challenges are bugged. I have a challenge called get 1 PvP kill with the heat wave, or some sort of like heat something weapon. I'm pretty sure it's the heat wave. I've gotten a kill with this thing in like over 5 of my matches. Over 5 different PvP matches. Big team, Slayer, Oddball, like all these different matches, I've gotten a kill with the heat wave, and it has not counted. And I'm forced to use one of the few challenge swaps I have to, I guess, hopefully get a challenge that might track, but I heard they're fixing this, so I'm not going to bash them too hard on that. But in general, the challenges were a little on the steeper side for the weeklies, honestly. But aside from that, yeah, I think the battle pass and how it's progressed really needs to be changed. I don't mind that it takes a while if we got a new one every so often, but if it's gonna take us like 6 months anyway to complete this pass, and we're stuck with this pass, why not have this one be 3 months and then give us another one so we could work on both at the same time if we buy both, since we have to buy both with our own money anyway. I don't know. The game seems very predatory with its with its monetization. And again, it is free to play, but a lot of the good stuff is in the shop and not even in the battle pass. Like, there's some good stuff in this battle pass, and I guess this is mostly subjective. I think the Reach battle pass is kind of shitty, but a lot of the good cosmetics are in the shop, and it's like, goddamn, they really just want you to spend money. And I feel like as a free-to-play player, there's no real way, even with buying the battle pass, to get like a lot of the good cosmetics. You could make the argument for Fortnite of like, okay, I buy one battle pass, I grind out season after season after season, because I could keep re-affording it, but I'm actually making a game to at which point, eventually down the line, I could buy whatever I want in the shop, because I can make more V-Bucks every season. In Halo, I just feel like it's so... It's not necessarily the worst predatory scheme I've seen, but it's pretty fucking malicious in my opinion, where it's like, damn, if you really want to look cool, you gotta fork up the bucks, and a free-to-play player just feels fucked, in my opinion. Because I basically do not want to buy the battle pass because it looks kind of shitty, but again, it's pretty cheap, and because it's free-to-play, they need to make their money somewhere. It's just, I feel like Fortnite has proved if you add enough content and enough good stuff into the game, even if you offer the player boatloads of free stuff and a really good incentivized system, that it will win out in the long run. I feel like Fortnite, despite giving you all these stuff for free, people still spend money on it. And I'm one of them. I thought, like, oh, I would just buy the Battle Pass and keep grinding V-Bucks every season. But no, I'm actually a Fortnite subscriber. Like, the Fortnite crew member. Like, every month, I pay the money to get the Battle Pass for free and more V-Bucks, because I think the stuff in the shop, as well as what I've gotten in the Battle Pass, is so good, I want both. I want to get both. Like, I don't think it's that bad to where, like, I'll choose one and ignore the other. I think they're actually so good that I just think it's a way better monetary decision to get the crew, like, bonus. But anyway, I'm talking a lot about Fortnite, but that's what I'm comparing it to. Overall, I guess I'll pretty much end it here. I think the gameplay is pretty good. It's pretty solid. It probably will be improved in the future. I'm just scared for the future. I hope they really overhaul the Battle Pass and XP system. I think the gameplay is fine. You just gotta, you know, get good. And Halo was always, in my opinion, a skill-based game anyway. And that's fine. It's just I'm relearning that. But yeah, gameplay side stuff is pretty good. I just feel like some of the weapons need buffing for at least the casual audience. And then just the challenge and progression system and the Battle Pass system really needs work. But overall, I think it's pretty good, and you know, despite everything I've said, it's free to play and it's in beta, so they have a lot of room for improvement. And even if they don't improve much, I think it's still honestly a solid game. I pretty much like it. If I had to put this on like the Whoopi Goldberg scale, I'd honestly give this, at least right now, like a 7 out of 10 Whoopi Goldbergs. I was leaning towards 6.5, but I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. For right now, I'm feeling like a solid 7 out of 10 Whoopies. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed. That's my opinion on Halo Infinite pre-launch, you know, in the beta, Heroes of Reach. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this helpful. I'm out of here.